past a level of uncomfortability. Don't get to a pain threshold. Just get to a point where you're feeling it and just push it a little bit harder. Make sure we're breathing in and out. Alrighty, now we're going to be doing the same thing on the other side that we did on the other section. Alrighty, so we're still going to be on the floor for this next exercise, but we're going to be on our knees. Actually, more specifically, one knee. This exercise, what your next step is going to be doing, you're going to put your right leg in front of you. Make sure your toes are pointed directly in front of you. And you're just going to hold this position, but I really want you to focus on activating the hamstring. If you want, you can sway back and forth, but make sure your knee never passes past your ankle. Once we do that, it becomes a calf. But this one, I really want to focus on the hamstring. Like I said, 4, straight perfectly back, nice and relaxed. Shoulders back, chest out, and I just want you to hold this. Really focus on activating this hamstring if you can. If you need to push your foot out a little bit further to feel a little bit more, that's perfectly fine. Keeping that breathing going. Alrighty, and then switch. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, try driving this foot into the ground and making your momentum go a little bit further back. That's going to get this hamstring going. Making sure you feel that contraction. Alrighty. Now, same idea, except to change it up a little bit, I want to have your left hand on your foot or on the ground, and you're going to have your right hand up. This is going to be a spine, and you're going to be attacking that inner groin area, hip flexor area. We're going to be diving into that tissue, and we're going to be stretching it even more than we have before. It's really important to keep that foot pounded into the ground, pushing that foot through the floor so you activate your hamstring, and you're going to be activating that hip flexor. And switch. You may also feel it in your gluteus maximus. It's also going to be attacking that area as well. Feel it right behind your, right behind your back and right below your leg. Good. Alrighty, next exercise, same idea. We're going to be on our knee. So now we're just going to be having one knee out, perfectly parallel. Try to make this as 90 degrees as possible. And you're going to be going to the floor. This is going to be a way to expand the hip flexor area by going to the floor. If you're just perfectly up, you're just keeping it neutral. But keep that same position, but go to the floor. You're going to feel it like almost twist, like a towel, all the way up into that hip flexor. Ready and switch. Make sure we maintain that breathing. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, add slight movement to it. Make sure we activate that hamstring. This is still a hamstring exercise, guys. It's not just a hip flexor. Activate that whole inside of your leg. Alrighty. We're finally going to be standing up now. Now that we've kind of gotten our lower body ready for the day, it's time to use move all the way back up to our hips, all the way to our spine. So now we're going to be doing a few back exercises. First one, for this lower back exercise, I'm actually going to be standing this way so you can see. I want your arms crossed, and I want your spine to be perfectly straight up, but I want you to bend down, but I don't want you to keep your spine neutral. I actually want you to curve your spine. I'm going to show you how. So we're going to be perfectly straight up here, and I want you to bend that spine. Now here's the key from this position. I want you to feel every single vertebrae coming all the way aligning back up once we get back to the top. So we're going to have a curved spine here, and then slowly feel each vertebrae lining back up. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some balance, coordination. It's going to take a lot of breath out of you. So it's really important to keep your breath going on this exercise. So perfectly straight up. Curve that spine. And then slowly come back to neutral. It's going to be an uncomfortable position. A lot of us don't have a curved spine, or we're not taught to, but embrace it. Your spine is a muscle as well. It needs to be contracted and contrasted as well. Alrighty, one more, guys. Alrighty. I'm not gonna lie, guys, that one is probably one of the more uncomfortable ones, but like I said, you want to embrace that. Your spine is just like a muscle as well. It can be contracted and eccentricated and so on and so forth. It's important to work that as a muscle as well, not just as a stationary, stable piece. Next one, gonna have our feet a little bit spread out, hips back, and we're just gonna be reaching for our foot on the other side. So right arm or right hand to left foot. But it's really important to keep that hip back so we can keep a neutral spine the entire time. If we have our hips forward, we're gonna curve our spine. We've already done that. We don't need to do much more of that. So hips back and reach. You should kind of feel it in the lat area all the way from your lower spine. Alrighty, and switch. Alrighty. Take a deep breath. Make sure we're back into a calm state. We're gonna do that one more time. If one side is tighter than the other, that's totally normal. This side for me is a lot tighter than that side, so don't worry if that's the case. Alrighty, and going back. Back up, and to the other side. So now we've done a little bit of rotation with our spine. This one is not going to look like a lot, but it's going to be really important. I call these spine raises.